Have you ever heard of a surgery to split your tongue?
I have seen somebody like that
So,
at like a circus.
You know, it's funny. I was flipping through some articles, and there was actually an article about a plastic surgeon in Kentucky who is known for doing tongue splitting, Dr. Gene Loftus.
I wonder if he does ears too, the pointy ears.
It's so funny you mentioned that because we are going to have an elf ear mention because the article talked about Grimes going onto the social media and asking about elf ears because it is a body modification.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think that this doctor does elf ears. So it's Dr. Gene Loftus, who's a board certified plastic surgeon in Kentucky. I don't know who that is. I actually did my general surgery in Kentucky, so I know a lot of plastic surgeons up there, and I don't know who Dr. Loftus is, but that doesn't mean a whole lot. But apparently she's been doing it for 15 years and is known for doing it to the point that people fly in from around the country for her to do tongue splitting surgeries. And she says that her patients are extremely diverse. You know, I guess most people would think that it's, you know, young kind of punk rock type people doing these tongue splittings, but apparently she reports that it's really, really diverse. She gets young people and old people and you know, people of all different, you know, socioeconomic backgrounds that do these body modifications.
Yeah, if the person that I saw that had that, he could move both sides.
Right, yeah.
By themselves.
So I have a picture, throw up that picture. This is from Dr. Loftus. This is one of her patients. And so that's, yeah, doing exactly that, where they're
Dang, they're young if they got braces too.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that. Yeah, the person's probably 20 years old. But yeah, pretty wild. So body modifications have been around forever, you know, greater than 5,000 years actually, like tattooing and, you know, doing things like the horns.
Yeah, the guy had the horns.
The horns, yeah.
He wanted to make himself look like a lizard. He had
Right.
Full of tattoos and then.
So tongue splitting has been around for about 30 years, and it has become increasingly more popular. And historically, people would get body modifications at tattoo shops, which, you know, I don't know how I do know how I feel about it. I'm a little nervous about people getting, you know, surgery type stuff at a tattoo parlor.
Yeah.
I mean, no offense to
versus like piercing.
Yeah, versus a piercing. I mean, this is a little bit more than that because, you know, if you got a bad infection of your tongue, I mean, that could be pretty debilitating. So this Dr. Loftus decided that she was going to start doing them in surgery. And she does some under local, which I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, the one thing about the tongue is that it does bleed a lot. I know that from doing, you know, intraoral surgery and trauma and whatnot. I mean, there's a lot of blood vessels in the tongue. And so I'd be a little nervous about doing it under local anesthetic with the patient awake because if it were to start bleeding and the blood were to run down, you know, the back of the throat, that potentially could be an issue. So I don't know how I feel about that, but
it makes me cringe because all I think about is like how bad it hurts when you like bite your tongue.
I know,
and then
right?
like how much you like can't eat certain things.
Oh
because you
yeah,
bite your
I'm sure
tongue.
that there's like a very
ugh,
strict
I don't think I could do that.
post-op regimen of like, you know, your diet and whatnot, and the tongue swells too, you know, when you work on it. So
Couldn't do
it would be pretty uncomfortable.
I like food too much.
But she says that it costs about $3,500 to get your tongue split. So if you guys are thinking about it and you want to know how much it costs.
I think he would.
Travis, you thinking about tongue splitting? No?
You know me.
He's wild.
Elf ears and tongue splitting. That's what I'm about, man.
But yeah, I do think that, you know, people are thinking about it, that having it done by a surgeon is the safest thing. And I was wondering, like, maybe I should start doing these. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean,
You do live near Denton. I think people
in Denton might want it, you know.
would. There's some
The only
goofy
thing about
people
doing
out
tongue
there.
splitting is it sounds like when people do it, they want it split really far. That's what she said that commonly people ask for. But there's some functional problems with splitting the tongue. You can get into issues with like how you talk. Like you can start to affect your speech. That was like the biggest thing was the speech effects. But it might potentially affect, you know, your ability to eat and stuff if you split it. Which I think is a way that is another reason that having a surgeon do it is a good idea. And, you know, the really interesting thing about tongue splitting is it's completely reversible. You know, if you do it and you don't like it, you can just, you know, take that split and you basically open up each edge and pull it together and sew it, and you can completely reverse it.
Oh, wow.
So maybe there'll be a market in the future for tongue splitting reversal surgeries.
Let me ask you this: based on the picture
Yeah.
that you have, do you have the like when you split the tongue? Do you have the control to like control each side? Like,
Yeah, I think that I've seen videos of people do that.
because
Yeah.
theirs is overlapping, like they're
Yeah.
doing it on purpose. So it's
Yeah,
just
well, I think what she's probably doing is like trying to roll her tongue.
Oh, yeah.
Like, can you guys roll your tongue?
I cannot.
You can't. Really,
Some
Charlie?
people
No, I'm not
can't.
able to. Yeah, I'm not able to.
My
Okay.
mom can't.
Yeah, I figure like if you have like a split tongue and you either do a wave with your tongue or roll it, like it probably does all kinds of weird things.
I wonder if people that do these modifications are the ones that are like can do the weird stuff with their tongues.
I don't know. I wonder
know?
if they can whistle, right? Because you think about how you whistle, like you kind of put your tongue up at the front of your mouth. Well, I guess I do. I don't know if like other people do that. I wonder if you can whistle if you have a split tongue.
I don't know.
That's an interesting question.
I put my tongue's like on my teeth.
Oh, really? I don't know. I feel like it might affect your ability to do that.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to find out. But anyway, I thought it's really
I hope
interesting.
I don't find out.
I'm glad to see that for people that want to do body mods, that there are surgeons out there that will do it because, I mean, like I said, no offense to our friends at tattoo parlors. I love tattoos, but it's not really a place to have.
Yeah, get your tongue pierced there, not.
Yeah, it's not really a place to
I haven't seen too many people with their tongues pierced in a while.
That was
I
a
think
big
that
thing in the
fad
90s.
like went out.
Yeah, in fact, when I was in college, me and a friend, I had this lady friend, we were thinking about going and doing it. I was kind of like,
lady friend.
I was kind of like edgy back in college.
Oh.
And so, yeah, we almost went and did it. And, but yeah.
I had my belly button pierced, and then when I was 19, I think, and then
My wife did.
My mom told me that I needed to go take it out because she swore it had staph. And then one day she's like, "We're going to Care Now. We're going to go."
Really?
Yeah, we're going to get this thing out,
Dude.
and it has staph. And so this guy with like this big old, like this country doctor with a big old belt. I swear my mom just was like, "Tell her it's staph."
It's staph. It's staph.
Yeah,
So you had to
so
take it
he
out?
literally just goes.
Wait,
"Yeah,
how
that-"
old were you when this
I
happened?
was 19. I didn't have
Oh, you're
to do
19.
it.
Yeah.
But my mom,
My daughter's hitting
Mom.
me up already for belly button piercing. I'm like, you're 12. Like, let's wait a few years.
yeah. But anyways, I took it out.
Yeah.
It
My
did
wife,
hurt for
get a load of
little
this.
bit.
This is a pretty good story. So, when we were in our 20s and we were in residency, my wife and her friends in OBGYN class, they pierced each other's belly buttons when they were at work one day. She went to work and she came home. She's like, "I have my belly button pierced." Like, "Wait, what? Did you go to tattoo parlor?" She's like, "No, we just did it up at the hospital, like me and all the girls." I'm like, "Okay."
Oh, did they just like go to like Claire's and go get like
Yeah. I don't know why.
get a little
I
thing?
don't know what got into them that, I was kind of like a little surprised that my wife.
I mean, that's the best place to do it. I
Yeah,
guess,
right.
is
I mean, it's sterile. Yeah, absolutely.
get
So,
you the little clamps because that's what I don't remember is they get the little clamps to like
And pull your
clamp your
belly
belly
button
button, and then
Yeah.
they have like this little, and it just does it real quick.
Yeah. It's funny. When I first started my plastic surgery practice, people used to pay me to pierce their kids' ears. Like people would go to a plastic surgeon to have them.
I pierced Avery's ears.
You did? I
Yeah.
pierced my daughter's ears. I don't get that as much anymore, but.
I think I put them too low on her though.
Oh, did you? See, I do it all scientific. Like I measure the earlobe.
I tried to, but I think
Yeah.
I think that she might have put in earrings that were too heavy for her
Oh,
little
right.
ears.
Yeah. I do a lot of repairs of earlobes after they get pulled out. I do one of those about every month. It's
Yeah.
really common.
I might
So-
have to re-pierce
All right.
Avery's ears.
Tongue splitting. What do you think? You gonna have it done? You want me to do it? Come see me. I might consider it. I don't know. I've never done one, but it ain't rocket science. I mean, it can be done pretty easily. So
Yeah.
I may have to add that to my repertoire.
Yeah.
I can just see the surgery center like when I brought my first tongue splitting surgery. You're like, what? What do you want to do? What?